I'm most excited about in the new school, the space, number one, and the being able to have both schools together and just like having something new for the town and hopefully having new light on everything.
I'm most excited for the stadium, especially with the turf field. I think it reflects well on our school when people come and play sports against us.
I'm also just excited for, it looked like it had so much more space and comfortable seating that it might make students feel more like at home, if that makes sense. The auditorium being attached to the high school is very important because band is like a huge thing for Cuyahoga Falls.
As a middle schooler, I'm excited for how spacious it will be and how it's kind of like connected as a middle school and a high school, because there can be some fear when you're going from middle school to high school, but I feel like going from just one part of a school to another kind of erases some of that fear a little.
In my opinion, I think that they get to learn from each other. We're always learning, so that's a good thing.
It would be a great opportunity for the middle schoolers to interact with the high schoolers because it could just like help them prepare more for the high school level.
And with that, I think the upperclassmen could definitely help the younger kids into getting comfortable and getting them into different things and maybe taking them outside of their comfort zone to try new things.
Through time, we've been evolving through technology, so that means if our technology is evolving, we also have to evolve, so that means our students have to evolve too with that technology.
The new school allows a lot of opportunities. The increased amount of space and just all the new areas that are going to be there allows people to learn in the ways that they need to and lets everyone come together.
When we have group work, we tend to collaborate. And so in a space like that, it's a more friendly environment than even just sitting in a classroom because it's more open.
I think that would definitely help for like students who have ADHD like me. That would definitely help them having more comfortable furniture. It might help them sit still more.
Yeah, I definitely think that having space to collaborate instead of just rooms that are just boxes, being able to have space and being able to move around and then being able to also talk to other people, no matter if it's in your grade, the other grade, or even in the middle school, to be able to talk to them and talk about your ideas and projects, I definitely think it'll be much, much better.
My favorite space in the high school now is probably the modern communication room. It's a lot brighter than the rest of the school. That was the first thing I noticed when I visited last year. It's a different environment. You don't even feel like you're at school.
Oh, the students are gonna love it. I mean, if you can move your desks around wherever you want and not like disturbing the teacher, it gives you more freedom, more space, more, basically everything positive.
I think the middle school would benefit from having a collaborative space where you can work on like assignments and projects and things like that.
So I feel like this would be a lot more, it looks more organized and it would be more calming.
And I think they would benefit from that by, being able to just have an area where you can work on things. I feel like you can get things done quicker and then it allows different styles of learning for people who learn in different ways.
Access to natural light is important in classrooms because I tend to notice that and it gives me a calming sense. It's a better environment.
A performing arts center like this allows more opportunities for performances and people watching them and things like that.
It's important to have like a very formal space like that because it makes you feel more like uniform, more professional.
Yeah, I definitely think a theater like this could help improve and it could teach them more about what they could do and it could help them later in life as well, I think.
It's all about environment with like auditoriums and theaters, and I think that it looks like a professional environment.
I think that the theater looks amazing, and I personally am not a theater kid, but I feel like they could use this space for more room for like props, and then you can have more angles to see like the stage and stuff like that and the performances.
I took intro to acting my freshman year. I want to start working on stage crew and stuff like that at some point. I'm just really excited about that.
The student dining definitely is a lot different. It's not just like a room, it's more open.
And during lunch, you could have like students on top, on the bottom.
the way that there's more than one place you can sit. People kind of have like more choices of where they want to go.
It reminds me of one of those movies you see where they open the doors and then there's like a huge flash and all of a sudden you just see like the football field. That's what it reminds me of.
I think my teammates would be like super excited to play on a field like that. It changes like everything, just the environment you're in.
The marching band is absolutely amazing, but that could help it improve more.
I'm on the cheerleading team, and recently we've learned how to do stunts. So I definitely think a flat field and flat track, it would be a lot safer.
I feel like the kids who are coming into this should be so much more excited because it just seems to have so many more opportunities and more fit for kids who learn differently.
Advice I would give someone who's going to middle school for the first time is to not be afraid, because I think it's pretty cool.
The advice I would give to a new student entering the high school would be being open. It might be scary sometimes, but afterwards you feel more accomplished with yourself.